rolling? Awesome. Dude.
All right, let's rock and
Yeah,
roll.
let's rock and roll, man. Kevin Hansen, what's
Yeah,
up, man?
what's going on?
Thanks for coming in. Headspace Podcast. Let's get it on. So you've been with us probably for about a year as
Yep,
a
almost.
a creative partner, as one of our founding members now here at Headspace Studios.
Yeah,
Dude, I want to know about. I know I've heard the story, but I want everybody who's listening to hear the story of how you started in photography,
yeah,
how you got here, right? So we know where
okay,
you're at now. You're at the studio. You've been with us for a year. You've been a key member and really helped us out a lot and moving in the direction that we want to go.
yeah.
So we know all that stuff. I want to hear how you got here. How did it start?
Well, the start, I would have to say, like, even in grade school, I had a camera. So I got my first camera was a disposable camera, 8th grade. It was for the last day of school, and I took pictures for the last day of school in 8th grade. And ever since then, like when I saw the film printed out, it was like it just did something for me. Like I just liked seeing what happened on the photo. I liked to see what what it was. And then as I got older, I learned that wow, this is a piece of my history. So I was just always attracted to cameras, and then it turned out that my dad was a photographer. So he did a lot of photo work in the St. Louis area for nightclubs. And it kind of made sense as to why I liked cameras so much. So when I um end up going to jail,
Oh,
and
hold on, that was a big jump. Hold on, you went from disposable camera to I when I
so
ended up
because
going.
that was the only other connection that I had with photography.
Gotcha.
So okay, so let's go back. So let's say when I was in school, I used to always have like the digital cameras that you used to get from like Target or Walmart, and I used to take them to school and just, or I used to have them in my house, and when people came over, I would take pictures of them
Okay.
or whatever. Um,
And this is when you say you're in school. What grade?
this was high school,
Okay.
early high school years, like 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah.
Then I go to jail.
Okay. And this is what after high school or in the middle of high
During
school?
high school, in the
During high
middle of
school.
high school, I go to juvenile.
Okay.
And then when I get out of juvenile, it kind of stopped me from being able to continue in the trajectory that I was going in with sports, school, academics, all of that stuff ceased because my charge it it kind of closed a lot of doors for me or whatever.
Yeah.
So
As it does.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it ended up working out for the better because now we here now, you know what I'm saying? So I get out, I get put out of school, I get accepted to this other school or whatever, can't get a job. Um, I think to myself, like, okay, I have kids while I was in jail. It's a lot of stuff I'm skipping because I'm trying to compact everything into one conversation. It's real hard to do,
Yeah.
but I'm trying. So I have kids while I was in jail. Then I get out and I'm like, okay, I gotta provide somehow.
Which at that point you're 18,
19.
19. But that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
That's
What?
terrifying.
I mean, you can call it. You can say that it is. It is. It. Well, now, if I knew now what I knew then, like if I'm me but going through it, then I would be terrified. But then I wasn't afraid because it was just all new. It was just like I was navigating it. So like I wasn't really afraid. I was just like, dang, I can't go here. I can't go here. I can't get this job. I can't do that. So I thought about cameras. Like I like taking pictures. So I got a camera and I was at my girlfriend's house at the time, and she had like this house party. So I just used the little cheap camera that I had, and I was just taking photos of everybody like around the bonfire or whatever. And me editing those photos to send them to everybody, that's what triggered me and showed me that I like this, like the process, like the editing, like going back looking at what I took, the photos that I took of that's what like made it click. Like I can do this. You know what I mean? Everybody liked the pictures or whatever. So that's kind of how it started. So then I just started carrying the camera with me. So I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to shoot, so I would just shoot anything, whatever I was doing, wherever I was at.
Now, at that time, what were you shooting on? So you started in high school, it was not Polaroids, but
It was just some
disposable.
little, well, in the 8th grade, it was disposable camera, but when I got to high school, it was digital by that
Okay.
point. So we didn't have a lot of like DSLRs and like the mirrorless cameras. I don't think they existed when I
No,
first
yeah,
started shooting. But in high school, it went to digital, and then I got a DSLR after that when I first started shooting the bonfire party in my
gotcha.
girl house. Then I started carrying it with me, and my family started to notice that Kevin always has a camera. And that's what catapulted me into the business part of it. So they was like, hey, your cousin's turning 16. Can you photograph? And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. They threw me money or whatever. So my family actually started my photography career. I done it for fun at first, but my family saw that I liked taking photos, whatever, and they started hiring me for jobs, and then that grew from my family to extended family members, and so it's like it'll be people at the party, and they'll be like, "Hey, I saw you did so and so's 16th, sweet 16. Can you do my son's graduation party?" And I'd be like, yeah. And it just turned into a business before I knew it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I got started with photography. Now, the studio aspect grew from me. As I got older, I started to mature, and I was like, okay, I've been in my mom's house or a girl's house, so now I got to get my own place. So I thought about it. I was like, okay, since I like taking photos, and I need somewhere to stay, maybe I should just get a place that I can set up a photography studio. Because as I was shooting the events or whatever, I would collect like studio gear for some reason. Because I just always knew I wanted a studio without even having one. So I would just collect the gear or whatever. And my first apartment was a studio loft downtown. And because I figured like, okay, I can work and live here because I was just looking for apartments. So I was looking for mixed apartments, like with the business on the first floor, the apartment on the top floor. I was gonna occupy the whole thing. That's what I was looking for because I knew I wanted to work and live, to just make things easier for myself. But I ended up finding these lofts downtown that was live work units. Like most people that lived in the building had some type of a business that they ran outside of their apartment or whatever. So I I done that. And that's when Camera House, that's how Camera House got the name. Cause I had started it as a business, as a photographer. That was my business. Camera House was my business. But when I moved into the loft, I made Camera House a living space. It was an actual studio. And that just snowballed. You know what I mean? So I used to go to this creative hub called Create Place, and I met a bunch of different creatives in the city because that's all I really needed was to connect with other people in the same realm as me. You know what I mean? And that's basically what I got at that place. So I started going there, ended up getting a job there, met some cool people along the way, Desiree, artists, and I invited them to my space because while I was there, I had my own space, and I was like, hey, I was just shooting there myself, but when I saw them, I was like, hey, I got a studio space you can come and shoot, and we can kind of, build from that. And they came, and that's how Camera House basically got birthed as a studio and community. And that grew and that came to an end at some point. But during the time where it was ending, I found Headspace. and this building.
And so that's when that's when we met you. And I know we had met you through, I think we put out an ad because we have co-working space
Yeah.
upstairs. And you were looking to potentially move from where you were, bring Camera House over here, maybe rent the space. And that's how it's set up there. You know, if you have a small agency, or you can rent space and then use the studio space down here to do shooting and all the
Yeah.
above. And so we did the tour and did the walk, and you kind of lamented to me on you weren't sure if you were going to keep going, and you expressed some of the same struggles that we were trying to solve here at Headspace.
Right.
Is, hey, I want to keep doing my own studio thing, but having my own studio is expensive. I want to keep shooting and building a community, but all this gear that I need to do it, again, the upkeep, the
Yeah.
expense, like everything. And so then once I kind of shared that vision with you of what we were trying to do here, well, it took some time, but we rotated and found some synergy of like, okay, maybe we join forces a little bit. And I guess the exciting thing for us is to see, your community that you built and that has
Yeah.
started to come over here to Headspace and use some of the facilities. It's been great to see how well you work with someone on set.
Yeah.
That's been,
Thanks.
dude. No, it's been such a pleasure to watch you work, and so talented. And we were so excited to have you come over and be a part of what we're doing. One of the questions, that I know that you've answered, partly for us, but why us? Like you have all these other, you've made all these other connections.
Yeah.
How'd we get so lucky to swing you, man,
Man,
and be a
it's-
part of what we're
Bro,
doing?
I think I look at it like just alignment. Like this, so we both had what each other could use. Like I look at it like this. Well, I know for sure you had exactly what I didn't have, or you had what I was exhausted at doing, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Like the things that I was exhausted from doing. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I loved what I did, but it cost me so much to do it. And I didn't realize that I was exhausted from it until I didn't have to do it no more. So, and I kind of felt that when we first met and we first talked and we started meeting and we started just coming up with the plan that we got now. I was thinking like, this is what I need. And it was basically just because I was a one-man army. Like it was just me.
And every photographer's in that same boat.
Yeah.
That's the issue. We're all just one man. Yeah, I got everything I need. I got my own space. I got this. I can do it all.
Yeah.
But the burnout's real.
Crazy. I luckily burnt out after I was finished. If that makes
And then, and then we just pose you right back.
And you
in.
just kind of I was like this, and you kind of just like, come on, man, we got you. Let's
Yeah.
go, let's do this. But that's true. That's real though. So like, I chose this. Like this was a no brainer. It was a no brainer because I get to still do and be me without all of the technical stuff, all of the paying for everything on my own, dealing with people like customers, like just dealing with different people. You know what I mean? It's like now, like if I'm managing the rental, Jay could be walking past or Nate could be walking past, and they'll kind of ease whatever is going on in the room. Like it's not just me controlling everything. So it's like I can handle it, you know what I mean? But it's always better to have that other person that can handle clients or just renters or people and
or
just,
things that are going wrong in the studio.
Exactly.
A light doesn't work, or this is missing, or this RGB doesn't like something's wrong. There's a missing color. Like all these problems that pop up in your business as a photographer, we've kind of solved for those things. And if we haven't, one of our members like you or like Jay or like somebody else, or Keith has been a great member. He's like, hey, have you guys thought about XYZ? And we're like, no, is that a problem? He's like, it's a huge problem. You should do it like this. We're like, well, I guess we do things like that now. So as the community grows and we get more and more members in here, working in the space and working side by side with us, I think that's been really insightful for us as owners. We had a lot of blind spots that you guys just came in and shine a light. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you're missing this. Wow, we had no clue. Thanks. That's huge. And it's good to hear you. It makes me feel good to hear you say that you were just kind of dead and done. And then to kind of get that revitalized excitement about, you know, continuing on and staying in that artistic space. Because I think for a little bit you're like, I don't know, dude. I think I might open a bar. I gotta do
still
something.
might.
Yeah, I know.
I still might.
He's like, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
But I'm so pumped that you still found yourself in a space where you're just so gifted and talented on set with, you know, other creatives and being in and around that environment. Yeah, I'm glad we kept you in it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad. Like this was meant to be, man. I go as like running the studio, like I learned that me being a photographer was just a bridge for me to get here. Like I was never like a pure true photographer. It was an interest that I had, and I used it to get into studio ownership and then into this partnership.
Yeah.
And I'm way more comfortable in this position than I was in like actually being the guy behind the camera directing photography. It's man, I'm not saying it's not hard in general. It's hard for me. You know what I mean? I just was good at it, so I did it.
Well, I think to be fair to the photographers who are great at it, it is hard in general. It's difficult for me. I'm like you. I really enjoy it. It is not, you know, it's not my gifting.
Yeah.
I'm decent. My gifting is production. My gifting is putting things together. My gifting is being the guy behind with the vision of, hey, what if we did X, Y, Z? And you know, if I can have someone like Jay or Keith or Nate to pull the trigger on a camera and have all the settings right, and then do the editing, then that's better every single time. Yeah, they're just more talented in those areas. And
I mean, you are talented in those areas too, if that's all you had to do.
Yeah, well, there's, again, when it comes to, and this is part of the podcast, we talk about business and we talk about, you know, on a set, there's hundreds of roles.
Yeah.
Right, from director to gaffer to best board to AC to sound to media to wrangler to, like, you just go on and on and on with the positions, right?
Yeah.
And everybody has to be doing their thing well for the set to move smoothly. And if you've been on some of these larger sets with, you know, 100, 200 people on the set, man, if you're not doing your job, the whole thing comes to a grinding halt. They're little communities, they're little ecosystems that have to be, they're machines that have to be running very, very smoothly. And you need people with different giftings to do that.
True.
To make it all work. And that's the cool thing about art as on the macro is everybody has their little micro position. And if all those things are moving well, then we can make a film, right?
Yeah.
Then we can have a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Then we can do X, Y, Z. So I know you get all that, but that's the stuff that excites me, and I'm glad you're in it with us. I wanted to ask, we didn't talk about this. I got to ask about the 11. So Camera House. So when we first met, Camera House was the brand that we ended up partnering with with Headspace, and then some of the branding always had an 11 on it, and you got the 11 tattoo, and that's been a big staple in, you know, Kevin Handsome.
Right.
So we got to hear about that. We can't not talk about the 11.
Man, so the 11 is basically the best way I can put it for most people to understand is like just like zodiac signs.
Okay.
But with numbers.
Okay.
So I struggle with like figuring out spirituality and religion and all of that stuff. Like I went down that rabbit hole and I learned that what resonated with me the most was numbers.
Okay.
And so I learned that I had a number 11 life path. And then when I learned that, I realized that the number 11 was surrounded by me. Like everything I would always be reminded of that number. You know what I mean? Then so life path is basically when you add all the digits of your birthday together.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've heard
Every
of this.
digit.
Yeah.
You add it all up, and then you got the number system is 1 through 9.
Okay.
So you add it all up and then you reduce it. Now, if you add it all up and it equals 11, 22, or 33, that would be a master number.
Okay.
And so most numbers you just reduce to 1 through 9. But if you reduce it and it equals to 11, 22, or 33, that would make you a master. Like, let's do yours right here, because I never done yours. So.
Okay. 52685. We're gonna find out. He's like, you're on the wrong path, bro.
No, so let's say, okay, 1985, that's 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 5 is 23. Okay, so that's a 23.
I missed it by 1. 22.
Maybe it is 22. Let's do it again. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 8 is 18, plus 5 is 23. Okay, yeah. So
23. Okay,
23.
So then I reduced to 2 and 3.
No. So what's the date again?
5/26/85. So May.
May. You Taurus, Gemini.
That's what they tell me.
As far as zodiac.
Yeah.
Okay. So 26 is 8. So we got 23, 8, and then 5. So we add all that together.
So 23.
8 is 31. Then 5 is 36. That's a 9.
Okay.
Now in numerology, 9s are probably the most powerful number.
Nice, let's go. I'm not 11 or 22, but I'll take a 9.
No, 9s are probably the most powerful number in numerology because it's the last number in numerology. And it basically, a 9 is a person that just can do whatever they decide. Like, you could be...
It's deciding that's the tough part.
You could be as evil or as great as you want to be in this life. So number 9s are extremely fortunate, gifted. They just willpower regardless. Like, that's interesting that you got that number.
I'll take that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll take that win. That's a dub for the night.
So that's how I got 11. So
well, I asked about the 11 because Nate will tell you I got a 12 thing. I'm all about 12s. Like, I like 12.
Number 12?
Yeah. It's funny, 11. I didn't think about this till we were talking. My roommate in college was a pitcher, and his thing was 11. You know, I'm curious now. I got to call and ask him if it was a number path thing, or if he was just like stuck on 11.
Hey, you never know. Numbers are. So this is what made me attract to it, because like my dad was Muslim for a time, my mom's Christian. I went to Lutheran school, but numbers is one thing that I learned that we all got in common across the planet. You know what I mean? So I feel like it was a safe thing.
Yeah, as far as language, we all have different languages, but everybody agrees
on how to count
numbers, which is strange. Right? So, that's just interesting.
It is. Yeah. And that's what made me like it. That's what made me take it as like a safe thing to believe in, because some stuff you just follow behind. You don't really know the origins, or you don't know what it really means. But numbers is something that I could get a grasp of. Like, I could get a hold of and understand it enough for me to be like, okay, I get this. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that 11 came from. We can go on and on about that, but that's what the 11 started from. This is my life path number.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
So
what's coming up next? I know you said, you're thinking about this partnership has kind of allowed you to step in a similar role that I really enjoy, is like the production, the business ownership. And, for those that are watching that don't fully understand, like, okay, well, hold on. He came over, he had a studio. Now he's kind of an owner. What does that look like? So every member at Headspace has a co-op share. So we're not legally a co-op, but we share money like it's a co-op. So 20% of profits go back to the members. They decide what to do with it. And when Camera House and Headspace, teamed up, you came on as a potential owner, and you're working your way in that direction. So you've got an opportunity to kind of dig in a little bit deeper and say, do I want to work on set? Do I want to work on the business? Do I want to work in, growing our other locations that we have around St. Louis and expanding there? Like, what's exciting you about the next phase of what we're doing without, spilling the beans and giving away kind of like,
too much.
we had too much of where we're headed, but, what is exciting you?
I mean, honestly, it's the whole process, all of it, because this is the whole thing, because this is like something that I, first of all, wouldn't even imagine me doing. You know what I mean? So the fact that I was able to find an avenue in life that makes anything a part of this exciting. Like, it makes it all, whether I'm the dude cleaning the floor at the space, whether I'm the dude going out finding jobs or finding clients, whether I'm like cable management, it doesn't even matter, because being a part of it, you know what I mean, is fulfilling. Like, it just gives me like a reason. And what I learned that, like, as I got older, is it's just idle time. It's like, it's just no good. Like, I think that the way that my brain works and the way that I am, I need something to go towards. And this gives me something to go towards, something to look up to, and something to brag about at the same time. You know what I mean? So, like, what's next is just basically, I'm interested in seeing more members be here. I'm interested in seeing this place work like a hive, like an ant hill, like an ant colony. Like, that's what I'm interested and excited about seeing, like, this whole infrastructure being just pushed and utilized.
Yeah.
So I can see some of the fruits that comes from it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to sit back a year or 2, 3, 4 years from now and be like, wow, look at where so-and-so, look at what they just did.
Yeah.
Look at where they are now. And because I kind of done that with my studio, because everybody that I had a part of it kind of branched off after, you know what I mean? After the first location closed, everybody kind of had another route to go, including me. You know what I mean? So it was interesting to see how that played out. And I'm just excited to see where this goes, because this is way more structured than what I had, because I was running that place off love. Like,
Yeah,
it
which
wasn't.
gets you a long, dude. That'll get you. Every photographer knows that'll get you a long way.
Yeah, I
Loving
ran.
what you do, having passion, and doing really good work. That'll
Yeah.
take your business really, really far. So
It
there's
did.
nothing wrong with running a business off love. One of the things that we say around here a lot is many hands make light work.
Yeah, true.
That's been super
Oh, yeah,
prevalent
that's
here
true.
as we grow this thing and as we continue to expand it. That's what it's been. Even this bringing our podcast back, right?
Right,
So when
right.
we started this 3 years ago, right? It was just Nate and I.
Yeah.
We kind of had a vision for what we wanted to do and said, hey, we want to help out photographers, and we want to bring them in and share the cost of space and all this cool stuff that we wanted to do. But we need to talk about it. Let's do a podcast. Let's have people on. I think we got through 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And it was just too much.
It is. It's a lot.
We were just done. We were
a
strapped for
lot.
time and running in here, sliding sideways, no pun intended, because there's snow everywhere. But I was running a little late. We're supposed to film right at 6:30. I showed up right at 6:30. I walked in.
Everything was set up. We was
Everything's
already
set up. You guys are
Yeah.
just hanging out.
Yeah.
Actually, you're just waiting on me. Hey, man.
Yeah.
You got the SD cards with you, and what, dude? I expected we had to. No, we got it. It's all set up, and you guys
Yeah.
are shooting the stuff. And
That's the beauty.
yeah,
of
it's
having
just
a team.
light work. And hey, it wasn't too bad. I'm like, no, dude, it's chill. We're good.
Yeah, it
don't
was
even
smooth.
stress. And
No,
again,
for real.
when we first started that back and forth, Nate and I was like, dude, I need you here at the time. I can't set up all this by myself.
Yeah.
And
But he got better at it, obviously. Now
Yeah.
he run it by himself. You know what I
Man,
mean?
it's been we're super excited that you're in and around the studio. Every time you're here, it's a pleasure.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Every time we see you sometimes you'll show up to like we'll get a customer or a member in here shooting and you're not slotted to come in. And you just walk through, hey, what's up, man? I saw there's a shoot. I want to come by and say what's up. I brought my camera, do BTS, and just having you around has been an absolute pleasure. We've talked about a little bit of taking the Camera House name isn't going to die.
Yeah,
right. So we've already kind of positioned it a little bit to where Headspace doesn't do production. We just rent space. Right. And that's the vision of Headspace. And, I know you know the whole story there, but we're going to make sure that Camera House lives on in some fashion. And people call us all the time, hey, can you do a production?
Yeah.
Well, we don't do that. But, maybe this Camera House brand can live on there. We don't know what that looks like quite yet, but we're excited to make sure that whatever Headspace does, Camera House will be a huge part of it going forward.
Yeah.
And
sure.
We're just like you. We're excited to see all the other brands that show up that work out of here. I'm thinking about like Jay and Jacobson Fifth.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what he does with that brand now that he has resources that he didn't have before.
Yeah.
He has access to a studio. He has access to, lighting and gear that he didn't have before. And actually, he has an office upstairs now in the co-working space.
I seen it, and it's fire.
It's legit.
Like, he hooked that place up so crazy, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that this place is a dream. You know what I mean? Like, this place allowed me to actually live out a dream that I had. You know what I'm saying? Because most people don't get to do what they truly love. First of all, they don't even realize what they truly love. Like, I found something that I was able to enjoy, like, and pursue. You know what I mean? So it kind of put me in a weird position with people that I grew up with and people that's in my family, because I watch a lot of people around me not doing. And so it kind of make me feel alienated or like island off, because I can't even express myself around them because they don't even understand what it is that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, they can't even receive my gratefulness, my happiness, my success. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, sometimes I'll explain, like, you know how some people will ask, like, how are you? And I'll be like, man, I'm doing so good. And I would love to be able to always say I'm doing great and I feel super good and you know what I mean? But I learned that the responses that I get from when people hear me say I'm perfectly fine and I'm feeling good and I'm happy and I'm getting better as we speak.
Yeah.
It kind of turned them off to me.
They get mad.
So you must have experienced it then.
It's at being in the arts, or let's just say, forget the arts, escaping the 9 to 5.
Okay.
Escaping it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It is one of the hardest things to do. There's I forget who it is, but he was talking, some podcasters talking about, you have to look at it like you're trapped.
Okay.
And you're trapped in prison, and you can't just run out.
Yeah,
because you'll die.
Yeah.
Right? There's guards, there's whatever, and a job's a lot like that. You can't just quit.
Yeah.
You'll run out of money and food and shelter. You can't do that. What you have to do is you have to make an escape plan. And what those of us who are out made an escape plan. We followed it, and it was scary and it was terrifying, but we're here, right? And when you talk to people sometimes who maybe are not doing something they love and they're still in prison, they're mad to see someone who's outside of prison. And if you try to tell them how to escape, they'll sometimes even attack you.
Facts.
That's, because, and that's not, listen, some people have a 9 to 5 that they love, they make bank, and it's great. And if everyone in town is a painter, the lights don't come on. That's a reality.
That's true.
Right? And so for those of us who are dreamers and so inclined to take the risk, my encouragement is always to jump,
Yeah,
right? Always to jump.
I agree with you.
But we have to be okay. And I learned this the hard way the first time I got free. Um, I was not rubbing it in my friends' faces, but flaunting it.
Yeah, why
So
not?
first time I got free, I think I was 20, 27, 28. And I joked with all my buddies that I was retired. Right. And I was full-time music, full-time acting out in California. And on Mondays, I would always run into my buddies' dads at the golf course because they were retired. And so I'd be like, hey, dude, saw your dad today, blah, blah, blah. You should come out golfing with him. It's like, dude, quit saying that. I can't have a job. Like, I was such a jerk. Like, what a jerk thing to do.
But
Like,
not for you. So that's because, okay, this is how I look at that. That's not your fault that you're able to say stuff like that.
yeah, but
It's just-
I was poking.
Oh, you did it on purpose. Okay, yeah, well, that's different.
Because they're my boys. Because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
already know, like your boys like a little razz, right? But that was
for sure.
that was probably a little too much. And then shortly after, I actually ended up having to go back to a 9 to 5, and I spent another 5 years at a 9 to 5, and I have escaped again, and I will never rub it in anybody's face. It is 9 to 5 is a tough thing. This is tough too.
Yeah.
It's tough in different ways. The stress, the carrying the stress is different type of stress, different type of struggles.
Yeah.
And I'm busier than I was.
Yeah.
You know, I quit my 9 to 5 so I could work 80 hours a week, 7 days.
Man, I wanna jump in that because this is what I'm saying is no way, shape, and form is like downplaying the 9 to 5 because everybody that work is all of that stuff. Whatever you do is essential to what we all are a part of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you are a person like me or you that think just outside of that realm, I think you should go for it. But don't ever think that work stops.
No.
Like you won't be free because just like you said, you work 80 hours a week. Like I don't think I ever stop working. Like even if I'm not actually physically at the studio, like even if I wasn't at the studio or managing a rental or on set shooting, I would have to answer inquiries. I would have to respond to emails. And that's not even the hard part. The hard part is having to think about what to say back to people in the proper way. Always having to answer the phone, like usually professionally, always having to answer the phone professionally. So it's like having a business, it's not peaches and cream. No. If you make it, like, it's just what you think about. It's just like what you look at it as, like, because we definitely work. 100% we work. Without going to, like, without a 9 to 5, we still work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, there's parts of it that are peaches and cream. Right now, this is peaches and cream.
It is.
This is cool.
This is sweet.
We get to sit, we get to talk. You know, Nate and Jay are helping us film. We got a couple drinks next to us.
Yeah.
This is the fun part.
This is.
Right? But it's, you know, probably, I don't know what time it is, probably like 7:30 at night. It's going to be 8 pretty soon. I still got emails to send. It's January. I still got tax stuff to do. There's like, and it's not going to stop when we leave. You know, we might go grab a bite, but there's emails that have to be sent today, whether I like it or not. So before my head hits the pillow, we'll be going.
Be working, yeah.
And that's just how it is. And it's 7 days a week because there's bookings on Sundays.
But you built for it.
Yeah.
You made for it. And that's the beauty of it. Like
and I enjoy it.
Yeah, and you do. So first, let me try to break down what I think of you. While we on camera.
Great. All
right, let me get this right. I gotta get this right because you are a hell of a person, man. So let's say when we met, so this is the impression that I got. Fregosa is a Energizer bunny. for one. Energy levels, crazy.
Appreciate it.
Really, really quick brained.
It's called ADD, bro.
Well, that's a superpower.
Yeah.
That's a superpower. Like, I don't look at ADD or ADHD as nothing debilitating or a disability in no shape, form, or fashion. I look at ADD as you are not in an environment that you just too fast for what you're doing. You need to be placed. You ever saw, the best way I can explain this, you ever saw like Lilo and Stitch? How all those experiments were abominations to society, but when they were placed where they belong, they thrived. Mm-hmm. I think that's what ADD is, or whatever you would call anything.
Yeah, I won't interrupt your thought too much, but
go ahead.
Malcolm Gladwell. There's a book called David and Goliath.
Yeah.
The book's about desirable deficiencies.
Okay.
That one unlocked me, dude. I read that one and I was like, okay, I was supposed to be like this. And then
exactly. Yeah, it ain't nothing wrong with it. That ain't no. I would. It's just the elemental things, man. Like when you out of your element, everything gonna seem like it's wrong. You'll seem like you wrong. But when you get placed where you belong and where you fit in and where you can thrive, that stuff go out the window. What is autism when I'm programming computers?
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
Superpower.
I got infinite amount of things to use and utilize at my disposal. So it's like, that's how I look at that. But that's what I seen when I first met you. I was like, man, because I sat back, like even with Nate, and I just was thinking like, dude, what? Because I always pay attention to what comes into my life and what I resonate with. And I resonated with y'all a lot because it's just super cool to see people creating things for themselves outside of what somebody else made for them. You know what I mean? Like to see what type of mindset it take to have something like this place or the other places that you got. You know what I mean? Or the other endeavors that you have. Like to see a person in the flesh that's able to control, own, operate something like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what always interested me. You know what I mean? Because I came from being probably I don't even want to say this. I'm going to say it, but this is not what I mean. Please don't take this the wrong way. I was always the most educated person I was around. Even though I might not have been the most educated, that's just what it felt like. It felt like I knew more than who I was around.
Like you
understood more.
You read the back of the book and people were still catching up and you're just like,
exactly.
I read that part already, but yeah.
I understood way more. It felt like I understood way more than who I was around. And to kind of get close to y'all, it was just like, I knew I wasn't crazy because being around people that's not as versed as you, it'll make you think you're crazy. Mm-hmm. So when I got around y'all, it was just like, okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. They out there. There's people out there, you know what I mean? They just wasn't in my vicinity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what make me appreciate you a lot. Like, I'm glad I get to say this on camera because I ain't ever tell you this personally, but I extremely appreciate the way you are. It has nothing to do with what you do for me or what you've done for me or what you've created that I benefit from. It's about who you are and whatever you went through in life that turned you into you. I appreciate it. So whoever made you, I like that. You know what I mean? I fuck with it. It's really.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate that. Well, one of the things that I learned becoming me is that I cannot be me because there's a lot of things I don't do well. I can't be me without the other pieces of the puzzle. A superpower for any creative is figuring out what you do well and what you don't do well, and then getting the stuff that you don't do well off your plate. I don't mess with any of it. Anything I do poorly, I pass it off to someone else and say, hey, this is not the best use of my time and talent. I ain't the guy. Get it off my plate and then just keep running my race of the things that I'm great at. And, I think you're one of those individuals who has a sense as well of the things that you're
just not
good at. But again, it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Yeah.
it just means as a business owner, and this is just great advice, you do the things that you're not great at as long as you have to until you can find the piece to the puzzle, the person who's going to take that over and really own that.
That's what this is.
That's what this is. That's really, yeah.
That's what we're doing. Like, that's what this is. That's what created this, is that you had exactly what I was struggling with. I did it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I did it well, but I learned when I didn't have to do it how much weight was. I was like, dude, these people. So I agree with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I agree. Like, I am really good at identifying what I'm good for and what I'm not.
Yeah.
100%. I can look at a situation and automatically size it up like, I ain't good for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could do it. It'll take me way longer than the average person, but I could. But like, I would rather somebody else that, and that's extremely useful in business, that knowing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That part.
And it's one of the hardest things as a business owner to know. We talk to, in other endeavors that I do, just in consulting, we talk to business owners all the time.
Yeah.
That are making millions of dollars a year and they still haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you should not be doing that.
Yeah.
But I can't trust anybody. You better learn how to do
figure it out.
You're gonna get stuck right where you're at. So that's a great attribute to have, dude. You're such a great fit for the team. Man, it wasn't supposed to be I appreciate you saying those things about me. This is about
for sure.
This is about you today. By that, dude. Such a pleasure to be around, and we are really looking forward to having you in and around the studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we grow this thing, so hell yeah.
I love being here, man. This is the beginning. I like that. I like that you can appreciate it, and it is about me, but that is who I am. Like, that's what I do. I have to shine light on. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Learning people and seeing what they're good at and what they're good for. So like, me telling you what I thought about you was about me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's one of my superpowers, is I know how to shine light on areas that most people just don't get appreciated for or even noticed.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that does a lot, because I, for one, struggle with like proper compliments. Mm-hmm. Like, some people will be like, oh yeah, you're so cool, but like, explain that. Like, how am I?
Yeah.
What's cool about me?
I'm not buying what you're selling. Hold on, I don't even like me. You explain it to me.
Yeah, so I like specific. I like real niche things. Like, I like dialed in stuff. You know, I like puzzles, so I like things that fit perfectly. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate me being the first interview of the returning podcast.
Yeah, dude, it was an easy,
beautiful,
choice. Easy choice.
It's beautiful, man.
Easy choice. We got some cool guests coming in, but easy choice, man. Dude, we'll wrap it up. Cool. Love having you, and these next few years are just going to be a blast working with you, doing business with you.